Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to create VBout contact from JotForm submission. So here I've created a form using JotForm, and in this case I want whenever a new form submission is made, automatically using that details, a new contact should be created in my VBout account. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect, in which we need to connect a trigger and an action. So in this process, our trigger application will be JotForm and our action application will be VBout. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create a new VBout contact from JotForm submission. So here in this case, I want whenever a new form submission is made in my JotForm account, automatically using that details, a new contact should be created in my VBout account. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect. You can visit this page by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get 300 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. After signing in, you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you can see a create workflow button on the top right corner. Here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this button. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, we have to give a name to our workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as create VBout contact from JotForm submission. And now I'm going to select my folder as contacts. You can select your folder as per your need. Also you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button. And now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow with the name create VBout contact from JotForm submission. And also here you can see two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards our trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up our trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as JotForm and my trigger event as new response. And here you can see we have successfully received a webhook URL. That means we will use this webhook URL to connect our JotForm with Pabbly Connect. So following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my JotForm account. From here I'm going to select my desired form, which is new form. And from here I'm going to click on this more. And now I'm going to select settings. Now under form settings, I'm going to select integrations. And under integration, I'm going to select my desired integration, that is webhooks. Here I'm going to click on this edit integration. And from here, I'm going to remove this previously existing link. Moving back to Pabbly window. Here I'm going to copy the new webhook URL. Moving back to JotForm. Here I'm going to add new webhook URL. And now after editing the new webhook URL, here I'm going to click on this complete integration. And here you can see it says integration ready. So now after setting up the webhook URL successfully, I'm going to click on this finish and then I'm going to click on this preview form. And here you can see the form which I have created with the name new form. So now moving back to Pabbly window, and here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here we need to do a test submission to receive a webhook response. And to do a test submission, we need to submit a dummy data in our JotForm. So for that, let me take you back to my JotForm. Here I'm going to enter a dummy data and do a test submission. So for the first name, here I'm going to enter the name as dummy, last name as user, email as dummy123@pabblytunes.com, and a random phone number. And now after entering all the details, I'm going to click on the submit. And here you can see it says your submission has been received. So now let's move back to Pabbly window. And here you can see we have successfully received a response where we have received phone number, email, last name, first name and other details. So with this, we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to our action step. Here I'm going to select my action application as VBout and my action event as add contact to list. And now to connect my VBout account with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your VBout account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. Now here to build a new connection, it is asking me to give a name to my connection. So here I'm going to give the name as JotForm submission. And then here it is asking me for API key. So here, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my Vbout account. From here I'm going to click on my profile icon, and from here I'm going to select settings. Now here under settings, I'm going to select API integrations, and here you can see I have received the API key. So here I'm going to copy this API key. Moving back to Pabbly window, here I'm going to enter the API key. And now after entering the details, I'm going to click on this save. And here you can see we are successfully connected. Now moving forward, here it is asking me to select the list ID. So here in my Vbout account, you can see I have created two lists with the name JotForm Submission and Sample List. So here in this case, I want to use the list which is named as JotForm Submission. So moving back to Pabbly window, here I'm going to select my list ID as JotForm Submission. Moving forward, and now here it is asking me to enter the email address. So here instead of entering data manually, here I will map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I will map the data from the response I have received in my Jot form. Mapping makes our text dynamic so that whenever a new form submission is made, automatically this previously existing details will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map the email address. Moving forward, here for the status I'm going to select active. You can select as per your need. Moving forward, here this IP address is not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. And here I'm going to map the first name. Here I'm going to map the last name. Moving forward, again here I'm going to map the email address. And lastly here I'm going to map the phone number. So here I'm done mapping the data, and now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where data item is your contact has been created successfully. So now let's go and check our Vbout account. And here you can see we have successfully created a new contact with the email as dummy123@pabblytools.com, a random phone number under the list JotForm Submission. Let me show you the contact by opening it. And here you can see all the details, that is first name as dummy, last name as user, email and a random phone number. So with this we have successfully set up our automation. Now let's test our automation to check whether it is working or not. So to test our automation, we need to make another test submission in our Jot form. So for that, let me take you back to my form. Here I'm going to refresh this window. And here in my form, I'm going to enter another dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter test, last name as user, email as test123@pabblytools.com, a random phone number. And now after entering all the details, I'm going to click on the submit. And here you can see it says your submission has been received. So now let's go and check our Vbout account. And here you can see we have successfully created another contact with the email as test123@pabblytools.com, a random phone number under the list JotForm Submission. And now again let me show you the full contact. And here you can see we have received the first name as test, last name as user, email and a random phone number. So with this we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken a trigger as JotForm and an action as Vbout, so that whenever a new form submission is made in our JotForm, automatically using that detail, a new contact should be created in our Vbout account. If you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.